when you love an organization, I know I can only speak for myself. I've always been a Cowboy fan ever since I was a kid. And to be able to play for that organization and give that organization your blood, sweat, and tears for 13 years, and you know what's required to become a champion, and you see some of the product that's been put out there over the last 20-some years, you have to ask yourself 3 levels of questions. One, what does it look like from an ownership standpoint? What does it look like from a leadership standpoint, meaning head coaching? And then what does it look like from the player's perspective? And even in the player's perspective, you got 3 levels there. You got guys that are self-motivated, guys that you don't have to worry about, but you may have to just guide them every now and then. Then you have guys in the middle. And Jimmy used to talk about it all the time. And right now, when you look at all 3 levels, they're not lining up. They are not lining up together. And that can be the biggest issue.
What up, YouTube? I'm back with another video, man. Y'all know who that is, man. Emmitt Smith, Hall of Famer for the Dallas Cowboys. All-time leading rusher to this date. Now, the man said these current Cowboys, man, ownership, coaching, and players, it's just not adding up, man. The math ain't mathing. We're going to listen to Emmitt Smith for a sec, and we're going to come back and break it down. Check it out.
From a head coaching standpoint, some of the decisions that was made by the coordinator himself, it didn't line up. And so the way we got bounced out of the playoff, oh my gosh, it was such an embarrassing moment. I hate even talking about it because the more I talk about it, the more anger I get.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I can't drink enough of this stuff to get.
Don't make no sense, man. Don't make no sense. Hall of Famer Emmitt Smith says the way y'all got mollywopped against the Green Bay Packers was embarrassing, man. The man said he couldn't even drink enough. He was so embarrassed. The math just ain't mathing, man. The math just ain't mathing. But in this next clip right here I'm gonna play for y'all, he talked about how Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy against the Detroit Lions almost ruined a Jimmy Johnson Ring of Honor night. Check it out.
Whether or not your coach called plays and it's 3 pass plays in a row, and all you got to do is just run the clock down to under a minute, and you don't, and then you have a quarterback that throws the ball out of bounds versus taking a sack because they're out of timeouts.
Yeah.
The thing that it's like, people talk about game managers. It's game situations. It's not managing. It's game situation and understanding game situations. And that right there, I almost, ooh, boy.
Were you there?
If you could have saw my...
Oh, that was the Jimmy night.
Man, it was the Jimmy night.
Yeah.
And I hate to see things like a great Jimmy night get ruined by some bad decision making.
Yeah.
And whether it's on a coach or the players. I mean, things like that just should not happen.
Now, YouTube and Cowboy Nation, when people like this talk, y'all should listen. Hall of Famer, all-time great. And if y'all don't know what he's referring to that Detroit Lion game when Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy called a bozo play and Dak threw the ball out of bounds and stopped the clock when Detroit Lion had no more timeouts. Almost messed up a Jimmy Johnson Ring of Honor night. Now, he also said in a different clip that if that was Troy Aikman and that pass play was called, he would have just switched it to a run play. But keep going, Emmitt.
We've seen greatness. We know what 3 out of 4 looks like.
Yeah.
We know what those teams are supposed to be built like. When you come to the Cowboys, I shouldn't have to tell you what you're coming into. You should know automatically. Forget the star. That's automatically coming. They can talk about working hard. They don't even practice like we used to.
Yeah.
So how can you work as hard? You got to be extra focused. You know, you got to do the little things.
Yeah.
And the little things is not just being a superstar, whether you're on offense or defense. Because I saw Dion and I saw Charles Haley. Charles Haley was working with Tony Tolbert, Tony Casillas, the whole D-line. Chad, he was working with them, teaching them certain kind of Russell Mel. He was working with them after practice, working with them. Big of a superstar player that Charles Haley was. Deion Sanders was the same way.
Cowboy Nation and Cowboys players, is y'all picking up what this man putting down? Man, this man is giving y'all free game. Y'all need to be soaking it up. This man got 3 of them things. But man, forget that star. Ain't none of y'all bigger stars than Deion Sanders. Ain't none of y'all bigger stars than Charles Haley. And these dudes stayed after practice to put in that work. They wanted it. Keep going, Emmitt.
These guys are dealing with things like social media and everything else, things that we didn't have to deal with, which is fine. But you got to know when to put that stuff aside. Everything is not about bringing everybody into your world. Your world need to be about the 53 that you have. But when you march out of that field, we going out here to knock somebody's head off I don't care who it is, and we're going to play at a level of intensity that's required.
I feel like I'm in church, man. This man out here preaching, man. Emmitt Smith out here preaching, man. Now, Jerry Jones, you said you're going all in. That might not need to just require players and coaches, man. You might need to go get some more people on your staff, man. Go get an Emmitt Smith. Go get a Michael Irvin. Go get a Troy Aikman, man. Bring some people up off in this locker room that can give them some stories of greatness, man. Show them what greatness look like. Show them that when you come out of the locker room, bro, you coming out there to knock somebody's head off, man. Keep going.
Like I said, we got a bunch of individuals that has to come together as one body.
Yeah.
Offense, defense, and special team. And the staff have to do the same thing. You don't always, you know the game. You know game situations. Mike McCarthy knows game situations. So what was in his head when he said, okay, we're going to throw the ball 3 straight times?
Yeah.
And 2 incompletions. If anything, I would have said to Dak, we throwing this ball? Don't throw this ball out of bounds. Take a sack. Yeah. Take a sack. Yeah. Somebody should have said that. And if Dak didn't already have it in his own head, well, Dak, he should have been saying, well, damn, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Who's challenging who? What are you questioning? There were times when they called a pass play, and Troy would change it to a run play because he knew it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And at times we get in a fog, including coaches, in terms of what we're calling, and we forget the situation.
This man out here giving out free game. He talked about situational football, mental toughness, the will to win, staying in late and after practice putting that work in. Hall of Famer Emmitt Smith speaks. He ain't saying nothing but the truth. But this last clip I'm gonna play y'all, a lot of you Dallas Cowboy fans that don't like Dak Prescott, y'all might want to click off this video now because he's gonna spit some more truth that you guys probably don't want to hear and stamp what I've been saying this whole time. Check it out.
You're not gonna get anyone better, period. Not without developing them.
Yeah.
And as we talked about, the league, there's so much turnover right now. Who are you going to get to develop? You don't have time to develop someone. He's already your guy, and he's shown you that he can get it done. It's about preparation and that mental toughness that has to be developed throughout the whole entire team. And that you got to build those calluses, man. I mean, to me, it's not that we don't have the talent. We've had the most talented teams for a long time.
Yeah.
It, to me, is the mentality and the focus of the whole entire organization. And I don't want to make no excuses for nobody. And including the organization shouldn't even be making excuses for themselves.
Yeah.
You have established a level of greatness. What have taken you away from that?
Yeah.
What are we're so good now at picking, and you got great guys that's bringing in the right talent. But how do you develop that talent and make that talent, help that talent come together?
Now, y'all heard that man. Y'all heard what he said about Dak Prescott. Who we gonna get that's better? That's not Stephen A. Smith. That's not Joey Taylor. That's not Bart Scott or any of these other people out here that be hating on Dak Prescott that don't got the credentials that this man holds. Now, what y'all gonna say? Well, he didn't want to throw Dak under the bush. Well, in this same video, he also said he would have let Mike McCarthy go. Man, until the next one, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, man, and jump in that comment section. Let me know what you think about Emmitt Smith's comments. Peace.